It's week 2 of our deep dive into Napa Wine Company, and we're drinking another bottle from a very spooky Ghost Block estate. Is this going to be another scary good wine? Let's find out.
Welcome to Stop Wasting Your Wine, a wine review podcast dedicated to helping you discover great wines with great value for every occasion. I'm Joel, and you have found the best damn wine show out there. I am joined, as always, by the amazing and incomparable Colin and Aaron. So glad you guys are here.
Too
Finally
kind.
incomparable. Waiting for so long to be incomparable.
You did it. And I have to say, I'm feeling good today. I'm very excited. Like we mentioned up top, this is week 2, diving into Napa Wine Company. Last week, we were joined by just I will also say, amazing and incomparable Priyanka French, the winemaker at Ghost Block Estate Wines. And that was so cool. She was amazing. Good. Yeah.
What a good interview.
I missed that one, unfortunately. So this is my first wine off of our
That's right.
not so great wine challenge. So I can't even begin to describe how excited I am to try a wine that we didn't buy for under $10.
Yes.
Colin, I can't express to you how good the interview was last week, how good the wine was last week. It was a fun interview. It was informative. It was just interesting. There was just something about it that felt so much better than usual.
Oh, wow. I feel like that was kind of a shot. Not gonna lie. I feel like that was kind of a shot.
I was sitting here thinking
really
like, oh, what was the difference? And then I realized what you were going for, and that's really good.
Shots fired. No, we missed you very much.
But
the wine was so good, and Priyanka was
so
awesome.
good. She was so cool. And really, I think I'm not trying to add on here, but I think you would have loved it because just her insights into the winemaking process, her story was so cool. So we'll have to, I don't know, have her back on or something. I think she's one of these people who will have an open invite onto the show if she would ever want to come back. And I should also mention, we talked about Ghost Block, but really we're over the next couple of weeks going to be celebrating a couple of different producers under the Napa Wine Company umbrella. Because of course, it's not just Ghost Block, it's also Elizabeth Rose and Oakville Winery. So over the next couple of weeks, really looking forward to getting into these and super excited for you today, Colin, to enjoy one of these Ghost Blocks because we were really, really impressed last week.
And huge shout out and gratitude to Napa Wine Company for sharing their wines with us. Just big appreciation and thank you.
Yes, 100%. All right. Well, let's not wait any longer here. Let's dive right into it. I'm so excited. Aaron, will you tell the listener a little bit more about the wine that we're going to be trying today?
Absolutely. And let me say, this is going to be such a palate cleanser after last month's debacle. We needed something new. Last week was great with Priyanka, but today is going to be so exciting. I'd say we have a Cabernet Sauvignon, obviously from Ghost Block, is from Oakville, Napa Valley. It is 95% Cabernet Sauvignon, 3% Malbec, 2% Petit Verdot. It is from 2022. It is 14.5% ABV, and this is a heavier hitter than wines we normally have on the show. So a big one for us. You can usually get this from somewhere between $80 and $100.
Yes, which amplifies our appreciation to Priyanka and the wonderful people at Napa Wine Company. Also, I love anytime that we see these blends, and it's just this is 95% cab, and then just the 3% Malbec, 2% Petit Verdot. It's so
Changes
specific.
Everything.
Well, 100%. And just, getting to know Priyanka a little bit, it's kind of cool to know the passion and the care that she was putting into these wines. And, you just know that 2% Petit Verdot is there for a reason. And I just think that's so cool. All right, I'm going to stop. We haven't even tried this thing, and I'm already so excited about it. But let's go ahead. Let's do a first sip. Let's get initial reactions. Again, no tomfoolery here. Let's do one. I'll give you 2 words if you want it. First reactions of this Ghost Block Cabernet Sauvignon. Aaron, I'll go to you first.
Soft.
Okay.
Interesting. I was going to say complex.
I'm going to say bright.
Oh, look at that.
And I hope
Okay.
that is interesting to a lot of people out there.
It's
Bright.
interesting to me. I can't wait to hear more. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, then let's talk about it, man. I feel good about this. And honestly, it's my initial reaction because I'm a little pleasantly surprised by this. I'll explain a little bit more, but let's give this thing a little bit of the attention it deserves. Let's go about this the way we typically do. Let's see what we're getting on the nose. I'm going to go backwards now. Colin, what are you getting on the nose?
Yeah, so I think you get just a ton of dark fruits. I mean, there's some blackberry, there's some plum, and then I think the oak, in my opinion, is pretty unmistakable here. There definitely has some oak influence there.
Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, dark fruits for sure. Kind of like, I see what you're getting with the bright too. I mean, you get a little bit of those red fruits as well, kind of going across the top. And yeah, there's something else there. Maybe you guys can help me out with that too. I don't know if it's a little bit of an earthiness as well.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Aaron. It's funny that you say that because that's I was going to say nothing more than earthy. It's something I wasn't quite expecting. And what I think is really interesting too about the nose on this one is, and maybe this is my own biases coming through, and I need to break myself of this. But, sometimes when I think California Cab, I do think like oak is the first thing that comes to mind. But here, when we're smelling this, it's that fresh fruit that you called out, Aaron. It's that red fruit, that plum, but a fresh take on that. And then, yes, the oakiness. And I just think that that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, and I think oak on the nose is important to unpack here. It's not just like, so I get this little hint of cedar, but then I also get all of the baking spices underneath that. There's a really nice vanilla note. There's a little bit of cocoa in there, I think. So not only do you get what you would think a barrel might taste like a little bit, but you also get all of those really wonderful flavors from the oak influence.
And I also want to name, because I always want to name this when this is the case. This is a 14.5% ABV wine. The alcohol is not as aggressive on the nose as the level would suggest. We have had 14.5% ABVs that you open it up and it's just the thing that comes out. As soon as you pop the cork, you just get the alcohol. And this is part of the blend rather than something that is over the top.
Yeah, no, totally agree. All right, let's give this thing a taste. Aaron, I'll go to you.
Okay, so the reason I said soft is because I am so used to giving California cabs a chance. And I go in and I keep getting drawn in by a big name or a label. And I want this. Like we're tasting this and we're going for this. And I keep getting something punching me in the face when I open up these other bottles that we find at a big box store or at a supermarket. There's either something just out of whack, the tannins are out of whack, or the alcohol's out of whack, or the oak is out of whack, or it's just something is just rough and sharp and just out of balance. And this, especially I've had it open for about an hour and a half now, and just it has this nice full body to it, and the tannins just kind of the right amount, and everything's just working together and balanced, and it just has a really nice, I hate using the term mouthfeel. I don't like it at all.
It's a perfectly acceptable term.
It feels, I know it just feels pretentious though, but for this glass specifically, it is the right term. It just has this nice, soft, nice feel to it, along with the really good flavors that we've already named. Yeah, and it's what I want in every bottle of Cab Sauv that I keep looking for that I don't ever get.
Well, you found it, and I don't think they put all the work into this to not have people comment on the mouthfeel. So I would say don't feel weird about it. I fully get where you're coming from. Colin, what do you think?
Structurally, just incredibly well balanced.
Yes.
Really nice hit of acid. The tannin is approachable. It really hugs the gums, but it's nice and it's soft. Really a plush, maybe mouthfeel. It's full bodied. And the flavors, I think we got a lot of them. What surprises me honestly is the freshness of the fruit.
Yes.
Because usually when I think Napa Cab, it's usually overripe or cooked, but there's a layer of freshness here that
Mhm.
is honestly refreshing, uh, especially compared to expectations. So I'm really enjoying that. But you get the plum, the black fruits, the blackberry, and then all those really nice oak spices as well.
Couldn't agree more with what you said. And like to remind everybody, my first sip impression word was bright for, I think, that exact reason, Colin. Like,
Yeah.
this fruit is so fresh, and we have to talk about the acidity in this. This is one of the most perfectly integrated levels of acidity, especially for a Cabernet that I think I've had. And I think that that's what's kind of lifting it up a little bit too. It's that freshness combined with just the perfect level of acidity and tannin. Of course, everything is making it just a perfectly well-rounded sip. But it's, to me, it's those two things coming together to make it just a more of a refreshing sip than you would expect, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And I said complex was my initial
Mhm.
reaction. And there's just so much going on in here.
Yeah.
Like this is one of those wines that, you could think about for a really long time and find something new every time you go back and take a sip. So the
Yeah.
complexity and the finish, let me just talk about the finish real quick,
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
fantastic. It's just you get those really nice baking spices for such a long time. It's just like nice warm oak baking spices for what seems like forever. And then you throw a little fruit in there as well. Like even as I'm talking
Yeah.
now, I'm still enjoying the finish, which is an incredible thing to be able to accomplish on a nice glass of wine.
Got to go back to something Aaron said too. You called out the alcohol not being a like standout, not taking
Yeah.
away from anything. And I think that that persists on the sip. I mean, especially when you're talking about that finish, a lot of times when we are in this like 14-15% range, I think that's where it can kind of sneak up on you is, oh, the sip is good. And then at the end, it's just like, oh, there's the burn, there's the alcohol, there's, the weird oaky notes that aren't sitting the way it should. None of that going on here. It's just a lovely sip the whole way through.
Absolutely. You can tell this was made with a lot of love,
Yeah.
like a lot of thought put in this. Nothing is accidental. Again, like we kind of joke about like 2% Petit Verdot. Like, that's so intentional at that point, right? Like there's just something that is being achieved by making those little tweaks, and you see that in the end result.
Totally.
Definitely. And I think we'll start to see some different things here too. I think you both have had yours open for about an hour and a half. I've had mine open for about 45 minutes. This is changing every couple of minutes. So let's put this thing aside for a second. Let's get into some wine drops. Okay, I think tonight is a really good opportunity to talk about something because we've already kind of been circling around a hot topic here when we're talking about Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay, so good opportunity here. Something that's kind of confusing. I think a lot of times when people drink Cabernet Sauvignon, they call out these kind of, oaky flavors, the vanilla, the cocoa, the baking spices, all this good stuff. And they automatically think, oh, this must have been aged in, old, expensive barrels. And I think we need to talk about the fact that that is not always the case. There is actually a big difference between oak flavor and barrel aging. They're not the same thing. So that's why I think there's a lot of different kind of experiences that people have in their head when they're thinking about that, particularly with California Cabernet Sauvignon.
And like you said, this is a great bottle to have that conversation because we actually know how this was aged. They're very upfront with it. And this was aged in 24 months in French oak with 60% new barrels, which is, that's some pretty serious new oak on there. But I think, Joel, like you mentioned, a lot of time people only focus on the flavor, not necessarily how the flavor of the oak got into the wine, because oak barrels can be very expensive. So they oftentimes use other products to create a lot of the same flavors without the wine ever actually seeing a barrel. So a producer, and you usually see this on the lower end, but a producer can use oak chips, which are actually literally chips of oak, oak staves, which are parts of a barrel, even oak flavoring at the very low end, which can give you the same effect.
And I mean, this is really important, right? Because I feel like some folks might have that mindset of like, if it's oakier, it might be more expensive. And maybe some big producers out there want you to think that. As we have discovered, much to our chagrin, that is very much not the case, right? In fact, sometimes the oakier it is, the less expensive it is because of the corners that were cut
Yeah.
and the way that oakiness was achieved, because it's just been like oak sawdust thrown into, the wine to
Almost
make
literally
that.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like isn't
Yeah,
like
no,
isn't
almost
like
literally.
oak powder like kind of like one of the techniques?
Yeah.
Like, so it's just like it is the oak flavoring is not it. It is not expensive. It's not it. So I mean the important distinction is what else the oak is doing besides the flavoring,
Yeah.
right? Because that's where it gets lost in the sauce. It's not just about the flavor of the oak, because that aging has a lot to do with what's happening to the wine itself.
Yes.
Earlier, I was talking about the softness of the wine, right? The Cabernet itself is going to have, a lot of tannin and a lot of firmness, and that aging might do a lot to smooth out those rough edges and might, pick up more cedar notes and more mocha notes, and might do a lot more to help evolve the texture. So, like, legitimate aging is doing way more than just getting like oak flavor.
And I think that's part of the reason why, Aaron, you mentioned that sometimes folks will use, I'm using air quotes here, oakiness to sort of imply expensiveness. I think people will also use oakiness to sort of imply complexity, but obviously, it's not one and the same here. And kind of what we're all talking about and circling around here is, using oak, it can help to kind of frame the experience of the wine that you're going for and help kind of shape how that wine is going to taste and feel. So at the end of the day, I think it's, this is a huge differentiator. Are you using the oakiness and an approach that implies oak to give this impression, or are you genuinely leveraging the tool of oak and aging to intentionally impart certain flavors or experience on the wine?
100%. I think that's it, Joel. It's like it's the intentionality, right?
Yeah.
Because I think Cabernet is such a big wine to begin with, right? You got dark fruit, you got richness, you have weight, and you go to the wine shop and like California Cabs, an entire aisle, right? There's just a huge number out there. And honestly, like, people love all sorts of different types of California Cab, and there's so much out there. But what you're going to get, it's just so different. And some of it's just going to be this big oak just all over the place, tans all over the place. But it's, and some people are going to love that like mocha and toast style, and some people are going to want more of like the vineyard and less of the barrel. But like, I guess neither one of those are wrong, but it really comes down to like what the intention is and what you actually want to get out of that bottle. And I think that the thing about the oak is like, is it enhancing what you want, or is it just taking over the entire bottle?
Yeah. I almost think we can break it down like this. And you guys tell me what you think about this. But, we've been talking about different kind of styles of California Cabernet. We've been talking about different approaches, the loving, more involved way, the kind of quicker way. What if we just said it's easy to add oak flavor? Adding oak texture is an entirely different thing. It takes time, and it takes attention, and it takes intention.
Love that.
Yep.
Great way to sum
Right.
it up. Yeah,
So,
totally.
because I think that's really the difference here. It's are we using it to make a certain taste, or are we using it to make a different experience? And I think that will completely change the direction of, A, the process, but B, the final product that we get in the bottle.
And that's the quality differentiator too.
Yeah.
Quality wines will usually use real oak. Doesn't always have to be French American oak, or they use some other types of bigger oak barrels that might not impart as much oak flavor, but give you that texture. I think intentionality is the word of this
That's
learning
the big
segment.
one. That's it.
Intentionality.
Yeah, absolutely. And, just bringing us back here to the Ghost Block Cabernet Sauvignon, boy, there was intention all throughout the process making this.
Totally.
You can taste it there. So let's go ahead. It's been open for another 20, 30 minutes here. So let's go back. Let's give this thing another taste. Let's revisit. I sort of have a hunch this is going to be one of those things where we might experience something a little bit different, a little bit new. So let's go ahead and jump into the reviews. And just real briefly too, as a reminder, here on the Stop Wasting Your Wine podcast, we really don't believe in numbers when it comes to ranking wines. We believe in how you feel and experience that wine. So the way we rank them is we have our must shares. These are wines that are exceptionally good bottles of wine that have something extra special that deserve to be shared. We have our solid pours. These are really good bottles of wine with really good value. We have our casual sippers. These are enjoyable, but not necessarily memorable. And then anytime we have a wine that's overvalued, low quality, undrinkable, this is a waste of your wine. Of course, we also have, for the pristine prime 3 bottles of wine that we find throughout the year, spots in our wine fridge available for those really super special ones. So, Aaron, I'll go to you. Anything new you want to call out? And then where are you going to put this thing?
I mean, just the longer you leave this open, just the more it just kind of like opens up. The flavors get a little bit more accessible. You get just a little bit more there. The dark fruits just get a little bit bolder. I think the red fruits just get a little bit brighter. Everything gets a little bit happier. My day gets a little bit nicer. The whole experience just gets it's not getting worse. Let's say that. This is a really nice wine. Yeah. This is really nice. This is every time I go to try a California Cab Sauv, this is what I'm looking for. This is an absolute must share wine. If you are traveling out to Napa Valley and you have never heard of Ghost Block Estate, we have now had 2 wines in a row that have just kind of blown our socks off. You should check them out. This is just absolutely a delightful wine. Absolute must share. My God, I am enjoying the heck out of it. And I have to stop and make sure I save some for my wife because she's going to kill me. That's because it's super
very
good.
Wise.
Must share.
Wise man.
That's fair.
Wise man. Colin?
Yeah, yeah, I agree with Darren. The longer it sits, I think the more interesting it becomes. I think it keeps unlocking flavors. Over the past hour of this conversation, it just keeps evolving in the glass, which is really cool. I love a wine that you can watch evolve as you drink. I think that's you don't always get that. So this has been a really cool experience. It's a fantastic bottle of wine. I mean, it's structurally well balanced. I said complex in my first sip. I stand by that 100%. There's a ton going on, and as I said, you just get more and more every sip. So this is a must share for me too. I think even $80 to $100, if you want a special occasion cab, this is absolutely one to go try because I think it'll just blow your socks off. I can't say much more good about it. It's just damn good wine. It's just really good quality wine. So absolute must share for me.
I completely agree with everything that you guys have said. Listen, last week when we tried the Sauvignon Blanc, Aaron, you and I both put it in our wine fridge. I'm looking at this. I'm thinking about that experience. It was lovely. This experience is elevated even more in my book. There's so much to dig into, and I'm having a little moment over here where I'm like, man, am I really going to be putting a California Cabernet Sauvignon in my wine fridge? And
wow.
I think I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Nice.
I can't find a reason not to do it.
This is Stop Wasting Your Wine. First 2 wines of the same brand in a wine fridge. That's wild.
2 Ghost Block wines. Congratulations. In your wine fridge.
100%. I don't. If we swapped, maybe would we have both in there? I don't know. They were both amazing, but just I can't allow myself not to do it right now. So it's happening.
I love that for you. Love that.
To stop wasting your wine first. Yeah, just really, really enjoyable, and just to me, exactly what we're looking for in the must share category, where it's just I want to tell everybody about this, and then just to be enjoying it as much at the same time. That's my reasoning. So
totally
fantastic.
I'm here for it.
It is delightful.
It is really good. It's not even delightful. I think delightful is brutally underselling it. It's really, well-made wine, super high quality.
All right, exciting stuff, guys. That's wow, what an episode. I want just a little bit more. So I'm going to ask if we can please play a game. And Aaron, I think you've got a little bit of a situation for us here.
Yeah, no, I had a great opportunity a couple weeks ago to go to the Sip South America event, Wine Enthusiasts. Shout out to our friend Savi
cool.
B hooking us up. Sorry you guys couldn't come this time down in Orlando. Bummer for you.
Oh,
Delightful
I don't even think we got
event.
an invite this time.
You
Did
always
we?
have an
We did.
invite. You're just
We got
too
an invite,
far
but-
away.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Yeah. Our friend says hi. But now, for me, I know I just walk around and I see two mindsets as I walk around these big events, that event, all wine tasting events. And I have this Pinot or Chardonnay kind of mindset in my head, and I'm just trying to figure it out. I see kind of an old school and I don't even know if it's old school, new school, because I see multi-generational. I see some folks who are tasting all the wines, and no matter what, they're walking up, they take a sip, and they are spitting the wine out no matter what, over and over and over again. Sip, spit, sip, spit, sip, spit. And then I see some folks who are, taking a sip, drinking it, and then dumping out the rest of their wine. And so it's kind of like a casual, a little bit of a drink and then dumping around. And then there's the knuckleheads who are like drinking, and that we know that's not cool, right? Don't go to these tasting events and getting drunk. That's not why you're there. But there's the two trains of thoughts are like,
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe a little bit.
you're not there to get blasted. You're there to have a nice time, but
Sure.
don't,
Yeah, you don't want to get sloppy. I
know
agree with
where
that.
your shoes are. Okay,
That's
So-
bad for the
so-
brand.
yeah, exactly. But there's the no fun at all, the spitting everything out, and then there's a little bit of drinking. So
Sure.
Pinot or Chardonnay, the drinking a little bit, drink a little bit and then dumping out, and especially drinking a little bit when you get a real nice glass in front of you, like when someone gives you like, hey, we only made 2,000 bottles of this. I'm gonna drinking all that Pinot or Chardonnay.
Oh, Chardonnay, drink it, especially in those situations. Like if it's a really, tough to come by, rare glass, I almost think it's insulting to not enjoy every last drop of that one. So, yeah, use your judgment. Maybe hold the full consumption for the big dogs. But yeah, Chardonnay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess it depends upon what you're doing later that day. If you're driving home, maybe not. But yeah, drink a little bit here and there. I'm the total Chardonnay on that. I mean, again, as long as you're not getting absolutely wrecked at the nice wine tasting, go for it.
And let me add, I don't want even just a Chardonnay or Pinot from you, Aaron. I want to know, what was your approach? What did you do?
Oh, Chardonnay freaking yay, man. No, I mean,
Aaron
and
was
you know what?
hammered.
I was yeah. No, I took a little sip. I was very good about it. I took a little sip. I swished and I dumped the rest out. And I gotta say, I was there. I tried a good portion of all the wine there. And I felt absolutely fine afterwards. Took the train home. But, for the most part, I don't think there was any level of, intoxication and was, enjoyed the wine and was fine.
Nice.
And I don't like spitting the wine out. It feels yucky to me. And I know that's
Yeah.
old school, but I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
like it.
I
no,
agree.
that's standard practice though in the wine industry.
know.
So,
I know it is.
If you're at an event, you can spit with
I
with
know.
no judgment.
It's a me thing.
Okay.
I'm kind of with you on that, though. Like, yeah, it feels like it would be like
But when everybody else is doing
inappropriate.
it, if you want to
Yeah,
spit,
yeah.
join the
I
club.
know. I'll get over it as I learn. I'm sure I'll get over it.
Yeah.
But it feels weird.
Or you won't, and you'll just keep drinking responsibly.
Yeah, right.
Being responsible.
whatever.
Exactly.
Live your life. No one else is going to tell you to. All right, thank you. That was fun. I feel like we were all pretty much on the same page on that one. But good to know also how you approach it, how you approached it today as well. So
Little
very
sips.
nice, very nice. Little sips. Very cool. All right. Well, listen, I think we've done it, and should also mention too, exciting stuff, because we mentioned at the top of this show that Ghost Block is just one of a couple of brands under the portfolio. So next couple of weeks, we're going to be exploring some of the other brands that are in that group. So really looking forward to it. Going to be a lot of fun. So Hope you'll come back and hang out and experience it with us. In the meantime, too, Aaron, how can folks at home interact with us and hang out a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. Check us out on Instagram at Stop Wasting Your Wine. It has been bumping over there recently. Join us.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
we're
fun.
having fun.
Check out stopwastingyourwine.com. And if you would like to reach out to us more formally, you'd like to feature wine on our show, come on for an interview, send us an email, cheers@stopwastingyourwine.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Wonderful. Listen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. We hope we get to see you next week, too. And in the meantime, just remember, stop wasting your wine.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.